22, go ahead. It's the lady in 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
So my flight to LAX apparently got bumped. So now I gotta find an alternative means to get to Los Angeles for the press conference. So I'm gonna have to go to Palm Springs, rent a car, and drive 3 hours. Palm Springs. Now a small portion of the trip is done. Now I gotta catch rent a car. I tell you, from Palm Springs, just time to cut through here to Los Angeles. It's a really nice airport, I gotta show you. Mostly outdoors, we're coming from terminals. That's a nice view. Palm Springs. Amazing thing I see here in LA. Homeless people have tents everywhere. I mean, I've seen blocks full of just tents. It's amazing. So many homeless people out there. Gotta break your heart, and it's everywhere.
Jose Luna?
It's a call to order the meeting. My name is Jose Luna. I'm the East Director for LA 32. Scott?
Scott? Go ahead.
Got Angela Duarte, LA 32 stakeholder.
Hugo Pacheco, stakeholder.
Scott Johnson, stakeholder.
Jorge Garcia, stakeholder.
And Richard Tamayo, God's Army.
Right? Begin.
Okay. How you doing? My name is Richard Tamayo. I am the NYPD preacher on YouTube, and I'm also the pastor of God's Army. The reason why I came to Los Angeles is to inform you that I will be putting an army, God's Army, who are armed men and women, Christian, Catholics, who have a military background and law enforcement background. It is my understanding that we have to build a bridge of trust between the people and the police department. It is time that the people understood that there are other people out there that have law enforcement background, that are Christians, that believe that Jesus should be part of the equation, that we want to give back to the community. We want to help the community. I'll be campaigning throughout the United States and going to every big city that I can to address the city council members and the public safety committee, starting with you first in Los Angeles, LA 32, to let you know that God's Army will be hitting the streets armed, okay? The reason for doing this is, like I said, we're trying to build the relationship between the community and the police department. It is not possible for the police department to care for the people when they're arresting them, when there's a shooting involved, or when there's some kind of police misconduct. The people have to be able to trust a separate entity, and God's Army will be that separate entity. We want to let you know and give you the business cards that you can reach out to us if there should be a time where there's civil unrest in your communities and you cannot trust the police. Not that you as a committee, but the people cannot trust the police because the people are afraid of the police. We are coming in with love, the love of Christ, to preach the gospel, to set standards with people, to build relationships with them. where the police cannot build relationship. They're detached, and I believe that there's other police departments that are detached because there should be no reason why other police officers, commissioners, and chiefs and higher brass shouldn't be attending these meetings to hear out the people. It should not just be the board or the committee speaking amongst yourself. You might as well be playing checkers. The people that need to make the changes and address these issues are the police departments, other politicians. We're here in Los Angeles. Like we said, God's Army is going to be out here patrolling the streets of Los Angeles. We did it in Phoenix, we're doing it in Los Angeles, we're going to New York. We got a press conference going on. We're going to be campaigning all around the U.S., different large cities, to set up God's Army and establish Christians with prior military, prior law enforcement experience on the streets to protect the people from the police. There's got to be that bridge of trust between the people and the police, and God's Army is going to try to do that. We're going to bring Jesus into the equation. God bless.
Murders of 2 young women a couple of years back along the I-5 corridor. One of them was found off of D5 where he ran around State Street, and the one in the other London ladies was found off the 2-off ramp up along Riverside Drive towards Legion Valley.
Told you, we're in LA, God's Army, doing what we promised we would do. Alright, like we promised, Pastor Richard Tamayo, God's Army, we're here in Los Angeles. We had a press conference not too long ago, and we told the Public Safety Committee that we were going to be out here patrolling the streets. I said I was going to put an army, God's Army, out in the streets, armed. These people are ex-military, ex-law enforcement, and they know how to deal with the streets. But the thing they got that's different than the police department is that they're doing it for Jesus. They serve God. Now, the people in the police department, there's a separation there. Ever since the shootings or misconduct or corruption, we want to build that bridge of trust between the people and the police department. Now, nothing's to say that we won't address misconduct or corruption. We will shed light on those issues. But right now, we're patrolling the streets, like I said, Alvarado and 6th Street in Los Angeles.